Hey yo, what's Brian here? Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. In this one, talking about 2021, being optimistic about next year. I know this year's not the year that we wanted, but hey, with all the injuries and everything like that, I thought that was a pretty darn good record for that. I know it sounds weird to say that because the 49ers were just in the Super Bowl in 2019, and now they were that all the way to 6-10 with no playoff appearance. But hey, a lot of people are giving the 49ers a pass. People in the media, I'm going to kind of give them a pass at the same time, but you know what? It is what it is for 2020. We got to get over it and do got to make some improvements definitely in certain positions. But I feel like with the team getting as healthy as they can, hopefully the strength and conditioning program is going to be better this time around. Then I believe it's going to be a great 2021 campaign and we can get back into the Super Bowl full because that's what we want, right? Isn't that the ultimate goal for us as Niner faithful is to see the 49ers win the Super Bowl? You know, in my lifetime, I never even seen them win the Super Bowl. It's kind of weird. They won it in 1994 season. I was born in 1996, so that's kind of a bummer. I've seen 2 Super Bowl appearances, but unfortunately, no victories. Should be an interesting one. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Let's just get this video started. But before I do, as always, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share the channel, share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. Got a new article on my website talking about the worst players of 2020. Hate doing these videos, but got to talk about the bad things to hopefully improve on the future. So if you want to check it out, link in the card section, link in the description below. Let's just get this started. 49ers 2021, very optimistic about next year. As you all know, injuries decimated the 49ers. I know I pretty much talk about this pretty much every single video, but you know, that's really the big theme of the 49ers in 2020, which is everybody was getting hurt, and we were pretty much screwed from the word go in week 2 against the Jets in MetLife Stadium. That dang turf. A lot of you guys were playing the turf, and yeah, I mean, you couldn't go wrong with it. I mean, we had a lot of players hurt in that game. You had Jimmy Garoppolo that got hurt, not the whole season, but he was out for a while. You had Nick Bosa that's out for the year. Solomon Thomas, he was out for the year. And then after that, it was just a trickle-down effect. Everybody was getting hurt, whether it was on IR forever or just temporary IR like Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, those guys. They were in it out of the lineup. And hopefully 2021, everybody can get conditioned as healthy as they can. You know, perfect programming for this offseason, and they can stay healthy for all 16 games. That's all we're hoping for, because this 49er team, as I'm looking at this roster, I still think it's one of the best in the NFL. A lot of people outside of San Francisco would disagree with me. When you look at the team, it's almost the same as the 2019 campaign, where everybody was pretty much transferred over to the next year, and we did have a couple of departures like DeForest Buckner, but we replaced him with Javon Kinlaw. I thought Kinlaw had a great campaign for his rookie season. I think he's going to get even better when Nick Bosa is going to be back. Kerry Hyder, I'm assuming he's going to be back. He should be back, in my opinion. I mean, D Ford, he's just nothing with him, to be honest with you. Love me some him. I think he is a great player, a fine player, Pro Bowl caliber player, but he just can't stay healthy. That's the problem. He only played week 1 against Arizona and then was out for the rest of the year, so that's a big disappointment. I expect him not to be on the roster in 2020. Lynch already said that he's feeling very optimistic about Bosa coming back, but D Ford, not so much. A back injury, and that sounds really terrible, and maybe he'll just end up retiring, to be honest with you. But, you know, whatever happens to Ford, I wish he could stay with the 49ers. I hope everything's okay with him, but at the same time, we got to keep moving on and getting ready for the 2021 campaign. So if we had Kerry Hyder, Nick Bosa together, Eric Armstead, and Javon Kinlaw, I think that's a pretty good started lineup right there. You also got DJ Jones, great role player. Kevin Givens, he's done great. Ronald Blair, I don't think he's a free agent, so I'm pretty sure he can come back. He didn't play at all, I don't think, in 2020, so that'd be great news if he could play this year, or next year, I should say, in 2021. There's just a lot of optimistic things to look at in terms of the injury standpoint. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, assuming that he comes back, the starter for week 1. He's going to be healthy. The running backs, they're going to be all healthy. I just don't understand how they got hurt, every single one of them, but I'm assuming they're going to be healthy. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, very dynamic players, especially Deebo. I just love him for some way, shape, or form. The offense just changes when he's on the field, no matter what. And when he's not on the field, the offense really limps forward, to be honest with you. But when he's on the lineup, the 49ers, they have a very good chance of winning. And so far, we sweat the Rams for the past year or two now because of Deebo. He's been a big reason for it, and you can't go wrong without number 19. He's one of my favorite players right now in San Francisco. So just look at the health standpoint. If everything's good, then if the players cannot go on IR for next year, then I believe this would be a great campaign. And that's all they really got to do, is just take care of their bodies. Just be careful in practice. Don't go too crazy. And you know what? it'll be an all right time. Another thing they have to talk about is some certain people might be leaving for the 49ers due to free agency. I see players that they're going to try to re-sign. Jason Verrett, I think he'd be a big priority list because Richard Sherman, might not be with us in 2021. He might be going somewhere else, probably with Robert Saleh, wherever he goes. But Verrett, he had an awesome campaign. I was just so happy for him. I'm pretty sure all of you guys were happy to see him come back and be in that Pro Bowl form that he can be, shutting down cornerback. Certainly, I think the only game he struggled was against the Bills, but other than that, I mean, shutting down DeAndre Hopkins for the most part when he was traveling with him, that's just awesome right there. I mean, to see that Jason Verrett from what he was in San Diego a couple of years ago, second team All-Pro, I think, and in a Pro Bowl appearance, that's the one that we want to see him. He's really come back definitely in 2020. I wish he was comeback player of the year. He probably would have been if had Alex Smith not come back and had that great campaign that he's having right now in Washington. So just looking at that, Verrett, he deserves a lot of respect, a lot of love from us in Niner faithful, and just everybody in the NFL. We want to see everybody succeed, not just for the 49ers, but everybody. I mean, when you come back from like multiple injuries like that deserves a lot of respect right there. Also, another priority I would say is K'Waun Williams. He's proven the last couple of weeks and pretty much his whole career with us in San Francisco ever since coming to Cleveland, or from Cleveland, I should say. He's done a great job for us in the defense, nickel cornerback. I mean, it's hard to find great nickel cornerbacks, and he's a perfect guy for it. Yes, injuries can be a little bit limping, so maybe the 49ers can have a little bit of leverage on that, but I hope he stays in San Francisco because he's a very big part of this defense, and I expect this defense to get even better with healthier players, and we'll see who the new defensive coordinator is, assuming that Robert Saleh leaves, so that should be interesting right there. That could be a separate video in and of itself, but K'Waun, I want him back in San Francisco, and I hope the price is right for both teams to definitely do that. So those two guys, they'd be a big priority on the defensive side. You got Kyle Juszczyk. I think he's also a priority. He has done a great job for us in San Francisco. I wish Kyle Shanahan would use him in the passing game more, but he uses him more as a run blocker and sometimes quarterback sneaks, whatever you want to call it, fullback sneaks. I think that's really cool. Innovative, I guess you want to call it, because nobody runs a fullback system anymore. That's kind of weird, but you know what? As long as he's playing, he'll be a Pro Bowler every year unless he gets injured or something like that. So Juszczyk, very important part. I wish they could sign everybody. I mean, not everybody's that's a free agent is going to be with us in San Francisco. So, that's just the tail end of free agency. People want to get paid, and I don't blame players leaving for more money. That's just the way of life, and I think it's a great thing that the NFL has free agency, because that wouldn't be fun. I would have nothing to talk about, to be honest with you, on YouTube had free agency not existed, but I think it's a great thing for the NFL as a whole to see teams change, teams adapt, and that's really what we want to be for the 49ers, is to see like a Patriot-style Bill Belichick. He's been able to adapt to free agency, see top players leave and go, come and go, all that cool stuff. And Lynch and Shanahan, I think they're doing a great job so far in terms of the draft and free agency. Yeah, they flopped a little bit, but you're always going to get a little bit of misses. I mean, you see great GMs, they always have some weird flop in terms of players or signing someone to a big contract, but that's just the way it is. Looking at the 2021 campaign, I'm just excited. I'm really excited. I know 2020 was kind of a drag, to be honest with you. I kind of was dragged on seeing all the losing. I wish we could win more often, but with all the injuries and having Nick Mullins as your quarterback, that was not a fun time sometimes to watch the 49ers play. And I watch every single game from weeks 1 to 16, and to see them have their ups and downs. It is what it is. I was kind of used to it before the Super Bowl year. 2015, I kind of started a little bit, and then 2016, 17, 18 was a little bit of a drag. I was like, is this winning ever going to happen? And last year, they almost won the big one, and I would have been so happy for the rest of my life. But I got to wait a little bit longer until they do win the Super Bowl. Hopefully, it's next year. Hopefully, I don't have to wait even longer. Hopefully, you guys don't have to wait any longer as well. We can have a big celebration, assuming everything is back to normal in the normal world. And yeah, that's what we're hoping for, is a Super Bowl title. Get that 6th Super Bowl trophy title, the Patriots and the Steelers as one of the top teams in terms of Super Bowl wins. And we haven't won one in a long time. I think a lot of people forget about that. I mean, sure, they have 5, but the last time they won was before I was born, 1994. And these teams are winning it recently. So, it's the what have you done for me lately. Although they've been to 2, they still got to win one in this century right now. And I'm pretty sure with Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch running the team, Jimmy Garoppolo probably going to be our quarterback this year, maybe next year, depending on what they do in terms of the quarterback position. I'm pretty sure he's going to be here short term at least. But if he does, he has to prove himself, and I think he will. Just got to stay healthy. I think that's the big problem with him. I think that's the big concern now coming into 2021 is, can he stay healthy? I hope so. I think we're all hoping as well, because he could be a very talented quarterback, although he could be a turnover machine a little bit. But hey, he's been able to deal with adversity in terms of that during in-games, making adjustments, but staying healthy. I mean, he's been glass man for a little bit for the past couple of years. 2018 tore his ACL. That was not good against Kansas City. And then 2020 having multiple injuries, not looking good at all. So I'm just hoping he can stay healthy. And if he can, then that would be awesome for the 49ers, because with him as the starting quarterback, they always win some way, shape, and form. I know the defense has a lot to do with that. Robert Saleh's team is always prepared, but Jimmy, he has something to do with it as well. I think they're 23, 22, and 8, which is an awesome record right there. I mean, compared to CJ Beathard / Nick Mullins / Brian Hoyer together, not a really good record. So Jimmy, he's a very important part to the 49er offense, and assuming that he does stay, which I believe he will, he's going to have to get healthy and cut those turnovers down. And I think he wants to use this as an opportunity to improve from 2020 to 2021. And that's all we can hope for, pretty much. That's it, guys. Just want to end the video right here real quick. Wanted to talk about injuries, talk about free agency a little bit, talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, the future of this team, a little bit of history of the Super Bowl, which we haven't won yet in a while. And, that's all I'm hoping for, is the Super Bowl title in 2021. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the 2021 campaign. Are you excited? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Please let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow on a Wednesday when I do an article post about the 49ers, I think about the 2020 campaign, just looking over that. And then this video, YouTube, I'm going to be looking forward to the 2021 season, but in terms of the draft, free agency, all that cool stuff. And yeah, hopefully you guys do stay tuned. Thank you all for the support. Love you guys. Go Niners all day. Love them all the time.